a number of issues at the county government. First, in Kirinyaga and Laikipia counties, we are experiencing serious breakdown in health system. Secondly, in Taita Taveta, the governor has proposed the suspension of his county government on the basis of the disputes around the budget proposals. We acknowledge that Article 192 of the Constitution provides for suspension of county government by the President on two grounds. In addition, Section 122 to 130 of the County Government Act that provide for procedure for suspension of the county government. The governor has already commenced the process by collecting the required number of signatures. Although the law of the Senate comes later in the process, we feel as a Senate we have a jurisdiction to protect county interests as provided for in Article 96 of the Constitution. So we propose that at this point, the county institution need to engage further, and we are willing to mediate and support the engagement between the two institutions to arrive at amicable settlements and avoiding taking this direction, bearing in mind we have ward development bill by Honorable Kangata in Parliament, in which it will facilitate mobilization of the resource to all wards across the country. So basically what we are trying to tell people of Taita Taveta, we know as a Senate will come later in the day, but for the time being we are trying to tell them, let's hold your horses, guys, so that at least we can have negotiation. We don't want to say that the governor or any other person in Taita Taveta does not have capacity of starting the process as provided by the Constitution, but all what we are telling them, we live in this country, and this is not the right time for them to do what they are doing. Well, we are aware. MCAs, what the MCAs want, we are aware they want at least to have money to do projects in their county. But having said that, we are bringing in a bill which has been brought by Kangata, and it's an advanced stage whereby we'll be having what we call Ward Development Fund. And that one will make sure that every ward in the Republic of Kenya will have the resources that everybody is looking for. That's all what we wanted to tell you. At least we are aware, we are on top of everything as a devolution committee, and we are willing to mediate instead of letting everything go to the dogs. Thank you.
Are you concentrating engaging about this process? Just this one, the National Assembly is engaging about scrapping of the Senate. What is your take on that?
Scrapping of the Senate?
Yes.
No, in fact, I wouldn't want to cast aspersions because sometimes, as the chair of legal in the Senate, some of this misinformation or hangovers of the past constitution might be affecting some of the members of National Assembly. Because if you want to scrap the Senate, the law is very clear. You use popular initiative, and it is provided for under the Constitution. So what I can advise the members of National Assembly, they should not be busy chasing around a wild goose game, because as senators we are concentrating on chasing the gazelle, not the squirrels. And we want to, the members of National Assembly have realized our failed Kenyans, because as we talk, the Division of Revenue Bill collapsed and we are waiting for publishment. Our only concern has been in all departments, in the budgetary allocation, they have allocated more than 10 billion. What we requested from the baseline of 314 billion, we had only requested 335 billion. We did negotiate at 327 billion. They wanted to add around 2 billion to 316 billion to go to counties. And this money is not remaining in Nairobi. It is going to Mashinani. Why is it that when we ask them to assist money, it is not going to the Senate, that money, it is going to Mashinani? So they should avoid this shadow boxing process of taking Kenyans into a wild goose chase. As a Senate, we are a creation of the Constitution. We will follow the Constitution, and we will not sit back as the members of National Assembly. They are much more better. And you have seen nowadays they are discussing even the handbags that come into the National Assembly. It means they are very idle. If you are discussing a handbag that somebody has brought, then it means you lack business. And I wish I would advise the National Assembly to get more serious in the act, because even if you are seeing the issues they engage at the floor of the House, even kindergarten kids can do better. That's what I can say for now. Yes, and they are very favorable. Yeah, way big. Yes. This is very interesting, because as we talk, there are many counties that have brought serious issues. There is Laikipia and Kirinyaga. What we are saying is that we are worried that such continued wrangles in the health system on the counties will allow the enemies of devolution to come up with clawback clauses. You saw the Elder Amendment Act that was assented by the President the other day is trying to claw back health, and yet health, if you see even the resources that remain at the headquarters or at the Ministry of Health, is much more. Collectively, the whole counties have around budget for 3 billion in health, but around 96 billion remain in Nairobi. So what we are telling counties is that in as much as health policy has remained at the national government as one of the devolved functions, the health almost 100% is devolved. So what we are advising them is that we should try and amicably resolve some of these, especially labor-related issues with our health system across the country, so that we don't give opportunity, because we are aware that some people who have come up with clawback clauses, not only on health but on other issues. Secondly, and finally, on the aspect of the issue of Taita Taveta, as my chair has said, we are keen, and in the next 7 days, as confirmed, we will be consulting all the stakeholders, not only Governor Samboja, but also the MCS. But you have to look at the CARA. The CARA has provided, I have heard our sister has asked, the CARA has provided on how budget should be made. And there are certain limits that have been set by CARA that we should look at. So those are the guidelines. You know, in 2014, for example, when Makueni went the way the Taita wanted, is because there were no regulations under the PMF Act, and the CARA was not there. So what should happen in our counties is that they should follow the timelines and regulations that have been provided for under the budget process, and that is what we are saying. There could be politics around these issues of Taita, but as a committee, we are not interested with the politics, but we want to engage all the stakeholders, including the senator, the governor, the MCS, and the great people of Taita Taveta, so that we can at least resolve that issue. As a committee, the position we have taken, and we are willing, we'll discuss with the plenary in the Senate and other relevant committees, is to, one, to ensure that we use the mediation or the alternative dispute resolution, because if we go through this process, although constitution is provided for, the people will suffer most are the residents of Taita Taveta, because it might take time to do resolution, to go for elections, to start another process, and many other counties would have taken off. So our concern is more so of Taita Taveta residents to ensure that service delivery is not interrupted, where as the Senate and other stakeholders we can try and resolve some of these issues. So that is what we are asking the Taita leadership and Taita residents, and also the rest of the Kenyans, the issue of Kirinyaga, let us try and protect devolution as provided for. And as protectors of devolution, finally, we will not sit and wait for invitation to anywhere. Yet the Constitution has given us power in our own motions to start some of this process. So we take judicial notice of what is happening in the country, and therefore, as protectors of devolution, we will not sit back and allow this to happen. Can I say something?